right, well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to this very next special episode of Medic on the Mic podcast. You're actually joining us here in our lovely living room. And yeah, so my name's Brandon, and most of you have met me, but for those of you who haven't, I'm Brandon. And I run the lovely little podcast. Little updates as far as like what's going on. I'm so sorry I've been gone for the last couple months, but we've had, what, 5 conferences, I think, in a matter of 3 months, which we're going to hit on a little bit here. But it's been super busy doing that. I'm going to school full time. We got a bunch of plans for opening up a retreat on the other side of our property, and also just started opening up coaching. So if you are interested in any type of coaching that I may provide, you can take a look at all the details. Anything from burnout, resiliency, career coaching, life coaching, health coaching, like all that stuff is going to kind of be my avenue with the emphasis on first responders. But I'll talk to anybody. So, but yeah, that's what's been going on. Been staying busy and kind of off the wire, but we're back today. And it was actually my wife's beautiful idea of what to do, but I think this will be the first rendition. I think we're going to call it like Spousal Sundays or something like that. And we'll just randomly start having a podcast, and we'll talk about the things that are near and dear to our heart. But before we continue on, I want to introduce my beautiful wife. This is Dani, and I wouldn't be where I'm at today without her. So, yeah, let the
Well,
let
thank
let the
you.
world know
That's so
everything about
lovely.
you in a
Yes.
short
Well,
amount of time.
as you gathered my name, I'm Dani, and we do share two beautiful boys together.
Thank you.
They are. Yes, they are. And I am also a massage therapist. As you can see, I'm getting ready for an appointment here after this. So that's another passion and what I like to do for work here. Also, I love to dabble into body mind bridge, and I'm a practitioner there. So that's a form of hypnotherapy. So we've actually, like Brandon mentioned, we've decided to team up and kind of work together. So, like, currently we have a package going. So
Hmm.
you can do like a visual meditation, and any questions, I can totally maybe even go in depth with it here now, but we'll save it for later. Um,
It'll come up next.
I'm sure it will organically. So that's kind of another love that I love to kind of incorporate in my life, watching people see their own spark and kind of grow from that. So those are the things I like to do, in between being a mom and managing everything that we have going on here while Brandon's away,
Gallivanting
gallivanting
world,
away, yeah, playing with our chickens and
running the homestead.
running the homestead and kind of just developing all the plans. So we really have fun with brainstorming of how we're going to develop, and I think it will kind of just naturally come up how we've incorporated that into our relationship in like talks and spending time together. So because that's hard.
Yeah, and for many of you guys who know us, we actually have a greenhouse that's like our mm, literally our brainstorming thought child like construction room, and we'll go in there with a whiteboard and write down every idea we have, and we'll do it over and over and over until it's changed 20 times, but we have a final product. And that's where we've had a lot of growth in our lives, but it hasn't come without consequence, for sure.
Oh, yeah, well, there's been many points of lessons that we had to, shift to be how to pivot. You have to pivot. So we've pivoted a lot and we've made lots of mistakes. But I think accepting the flow of, give and take.
There's a lot of give, a lot of flow, a lot of taking.
But going with it naturally and, seeing how things come
Mhm.
to fruition on their own.
Yeah, the premise what we were kind of thinking of like talking about today is kind of what we've recently gone through, and a lot of it it was pretty much well, you guys have probably seen and heard me talk about burnout. This is completely planned burnout that we just did, and it was a great slash dumb idea,
Oh,
I
we
would
knew
say.
it was dumb. We knew what the consequences were going to be. We knew how it was going to impact physical, emotional, our
Relationship with
our
kids too.
relationship with the children's meltdowns. We knew all of it was going to just increase. Like it would when you put yourself in a position of constant work.
Discomfort.
Yeah, constant discomfort and not considering rest. You know, us trying to schedule in rest in there so it doesn't go into complete failure.
Yeah, so a little backstory of what happened that we totally knew was going to happen. So back in April, May, I got signed up for the Functional Medicine Coaching Academy so I can start learning how to be a functional medicine coach, and like I was talking about. And that's a class where it's 40 to 60 hours a month of online classes. Like I literally have a class every Thursday morning at 5 o'clock in the morning just to fit it into the daytime where it would work. And but we were talking about where we're going for the future and where we're going with our career plans, and like if I was staying at the fire department forever, or if like what an end goal would be, and like we're always talking about this stuff. And so the topic of health coaching came up. I'm like, you know what, screw it, let's do it. And Dani brought it up of saying I'd be good at that capacity, and I think I have a fair chance. But we're talking about that, and that class starts in September, and well, it did. And what else starts in September? Well, also it's school, so school's happening. But we were banking on that, like that might be beneficial. But it turns out it's actually kind of a pain in the butt because now I have to wake up super early, and then we get the boys on the bus and all that. But so school started. Well, then what else happened? I think I had 5 conferences in the last 3 months, I think. At
It was
least. I
rough.
had 2 back to back in September, which, mind you, when I go to conferences, they're a blast, but it's a lot of work. Even if I'm doing one talk, like it's, mind you, I leave, we live in Western Washington State, so drive an hour and a half, 2 hours to the airport, get onto the plane. If I'm teaching in Connecticut, 5.5 hour flight, then I gotta get off, get in the car, drive a couple hours. Like for one talk, it could be literally 3 days of travel for me, and it's a lot. So conference planners, when you have people come out, have them come out for multiple days and multiple lectures, please. But anyway, so we had all this go down. Well, we also had other stuff. Well, we had a family cruise. We went to Alaska,
Yes, we
which
went.
was beautiful. Questioned our decision making, I think. But
Yeah, no, awesome experience.
hmm
But I don't think it was the best for the kids.
yeah, it wasn't relaxing to say the least. Let's just being
Yeah,
cramped up with 4 higher energy individuals, I should say, but 2 of them being children, one being a giant child and the other one managing 3. It was taxing,
that
and
was
we
me.
never got to rest. But yeah, so we had that, and then there's also hunting season in the middle of that, so I left for a couple of days. I didn't break anything this time though, so that was nice.
That's
But
always a win.
yeah, but like the boys are going to school full time. We have martial arts twice a week. There's Dani's got all her stuff going on, and it's the homestead and all these things. And literally, like we talked about it when all was going down, and I remember her asking vividly. She's like, "Can we handle this?" And I'm like, first off, based off of everything that her and I have been through, absolutely we can handle it. However, however,
It's understanding the weight of the true consequences that come with it and meddling through it, knowing that it's coming, meddling, and know that you're working towards an end goal.
yeah, and it's like I knew that once I got done with going to Salt Lake City here last week, like I knew we were done. Like, and yeah, I still had work on stuff, but I didn't have any more conferences to plan, lectures to create. Like it was, I can go back to let's just do school, and apparently it's the top of the hour.
Top of the hour.
Um, but I had, oh my God, this is gonna drive me nuts.
It's got to sing its song.
Welcome to our natural habitat where noises bug me. But anyway, so I knew once Salt Lake City was done, I'd get back into the normal realm of things, and it really it hits hard because for me, like when I first had my first burnout episode, which I didn't even know what burnout was. Now I actually know what the definitions of everything is because I actually do a class on it. But talking about burnout and feeling it and like knowing that it was actually coming, like this planned burnout, was just it's different, but it's literally the same thing. It's the fact that we acknowledged it, we knew it was going to happen, and we followed every step of the way of the burnout happening. I know I felt it, and because I'd catch myself all the time, like the depersonalization portion or the the loss of emotion, which doesn't work out well when I can be not emotional pretty easily. Rest of the family, different story. So, if you want to elaborate on how effective that was and the speed bumps we may have hit.
The disassociation,
Hmm.
yeah. I don't know really how to add besides that it is hard to connect, bring you present, to see that life is happening right now as you're floating off in your own plans and all the things you have to get done. So,
Like coming home, I know like coming home from shift and stuff, it takes me a few, at least hours, if not a nap, and then maybe a day
I mean,
to get back to normal. But this one was just a little bit more.
which we like to plan that you have naps, whether
Hmm.
you choose to take them in the
It's
morning.
true. She does force me to go to
It
bed.
it is helpful to be a little rested. Yeah, it's a different beast.
Hmm.
But I mean, it's easy to compare this beast to when we were jam packing, building a house and going to school and managing all the things. Like that was also another beast that we contended with, that it was similar to, you know, before, but
But now we knew it and we called it out.
we did. We did. I mean, we kind of understood that with building the
Hmm.
house, though. This house.
Hmm.
We knew that it
Well,
was
that's true.
going
That was
to
during
be,
burnout time.
that was during your burnout time. I was burnt out. I
Hmm.
think I was contending with postpartum depression.
Yeah, you were
And
burned
I
out.
was like so in the hole. And then you went in the hole.
It was a
And
big
then
slurry of a
it
mess, is
was
what it
just a
was.
slew of craziness and kind of figuring out how to recognizing it,
Hmm.
and then what you gonna do about it.
What did we do? Like this go around. Like before, that was a whole mix of things. You're going to get a bunch of information over the next few months, I'm sure, regarding our life. But as far as like right now, like what are some things that you remember we did? Because I remember like just something simple like FaceTiming Tristan. Like
Oh yeah, no,
that was
those were
huge.
super helpful. Just a simple FaceTime.
Making sure stuff. Yeah, so FaceTiming him was huge and helpful, and it made it so I know it calmed his nerves and energy because you two are very energetic
We
individuals.
are. I mean, what I personally did was made sure we maintained a schedule and do the routine things that we
Hmm.
normally do and make things predictable for the kids. So it was easy for them to move through the motions. But I mean, Rylan did mention how he was seeing more darkness and
Mm.
kind of recognizing his depression regarding you not being here, and just kind of recognizing that and not knowing that we have to pencil in some family time like as soon as
Got to play
possible.
video games.
Got to
Got to do little trips.
got to do just like
Something.
one-on-one time and having moments that are memorable to them, and it helps kind of reset them. It makes me emotional.
Well, this is the place for it, dear.
It does. Because you don't want your children to go through those rocky times either. Even so, that's the hard part about this being planned, because you know that you're going into foreseeable emotional meltdowns that are going to occur within, within each and every one of us.
Hmm.
Like, we've all had our emotional meltdown regarding it.
I, I remember like it to me it's almost like so we've built two houses and we've lived in a trailer for both of them and it's almost like that again. It's like it's like we're gonna move back into a trailer to do another house. All right, kids, buckle up because we know it's gonna suck.
Well, it's
Like
so exciting at first. Like, I
yeah,
remember
until
they're
it's
like,
not.
until reality sets in, and
Yeah,
they're just
go
like,
from go from a trailer with
oh,
a
oh
bunkhouse to
shit, we only have this much space.
right. Yeah, the first one we have a trailer with a bunkhouse, so Ryan has the entire back to himself. He's the oldest. And then the second time, they both had to share a weird little bunk bed nook, and the trailer was 10 feet shorter. We made it work. And we learned a lot about fixing travel trailers. Anyway,
I mean, I think that's been really beautiful about our life experience is that we put ourselves through these challenges. So we have tools to get out of them.
Oh god, we got to learn so
I
much.
mean, but at the same time, I mean, we've created hardships for ourselves
100%.
with the understanding the sacrifices to get to the goal, which the goal has always been, as you mentioned earlier, to have an alternative route for your life. Because, for example, a fire department can burn you out.
It will.
And it will
It
burn
will
you. It's not, you're right. It's when.
Mhm.
They say that about motorcyclists. It's not if you get in an accident, it's when you get in an accident.
Yeah. Sure.
No, that's what they say. Anyways, because I mean, other drivers.
Anything.
So, yeah, we just knew it was going to happen.
Mm-hmm. Totally. Yeah, the life has had a big effect on us as a whole. And like I know the boys, they really suffer. Like they hate it so much. They're like, Dad, you're going to work again? When are you coming home? And they know my schedule better than I do. Where there's like, oh, you'll be home Saturday morning? Oh, you're missing movie night again. Like so dramatic as 10-year-olds. But at the same time, like they know it. Yeah, I feel it. I hate it. Like we work 48-hour shifts and we're switching over to 24s here in the next beginning of the year. We switched to a 4 platoon schedule, which I'm very excited for. But 2 days is a long time. And the family knows it. I remember when 3 days was a long time. I remember in medic school, 5 days was a long time. And now I'm just working 2 days in a row and it's too much. And for those of you who haven't hit that point, you will, for sure. I'm always thought, I'm like, I'll be fine. I can run 48s for the rest of my life, which I could. It just, my life won't be that long. That's all. So,
Right, because sleep,
Mhm.
lack of sleep, that's so detrimental to your health. So detrimental. I mean, it has its long-term effects.
oh, so much.
So
Cortisol and
much.
everything else that goes hand in hand with it. Just the overall inflammation and breakdown of your body. You don't get to recover. You don't get to feel better. Like, I get home, I take at least a 1 to 3 hour nap. Usually, even if it's a shift, I've been working 24 hours and I got okay sleep. I'll still take a nap when I get home. Sometimes I'd like to.
Oh, yeah. Well, what you like to do and what you want to do,
That's true.
or
Well,
what you
I
actually, hang on, sorry, excuse me.
But I
What you
also,
do and what you like to do. You don't nap, honey.
I know.
You hit it hard.
Well, I feel bad for like
I know you
not getting
feel
stuff done,
bad. And
or I also feel bad for not hanging out with you or the boys. I'm like, I'm gonna tough through it. As I
And you
look
do.
like I'm having a stroke.
I know. Well, yeah, because you really do want to be present and you really do want to be a part of the family. And I think that's what makes you so amazing, of course, naturally. But
Oh,
I mean, flip your skirt. But you suffer for it.
Mhm.
You suffer because you are trying to be everything to everyone.
Mm,
And it's amazing, but it leads you to burnout.
yeah. Compassion fatigue, trying to take care of everybody else.
Yeah. And, and it's really hard as a spouse because we tend to end up as the bottom ring of the ladder. Like,
You get the last little bit.
whatever, right? Because it's really hard being a partner with someone that is continuously experiencing fatigue. I mean, it's hard to interact. It's hard to connect.
Mhm.
It's hard to
You've been hanging.
intimate. Like it's all the things.
Mhm.
Everything is affected.
Yeah, like I know because you're a big energy person, especially like when I'm gone for 2 days and all you've dealt with are animals and 2 kids with not far off, but like they keep you busy. You're stimulated by that, and then I'm overstimulated at work by everything going on. And then I come home and I'm like, leave me alone. You're like, additional people, yes. And it's really hard for me to just breathe, and then you to breathe, and
And
me in the middle.
and
The
it-
energies are off kilter.
And it doesn't help that we're both a little neurospicy.
Mhm.
So I have a brain injury. So I get overstimulated. I have acquired all of these brand new gifts of like
Mhm.
ADHD. That's
Oh, yeah.
swell. Like that was introduced to my life. What was it? 7 years ago?
Mhm.
7 years ago. I'm still
Oh, shoot,
learning.
coming up in 8.
Yeah, I'm still, oh yeah, coming, what, that's 19?
Mm-hmm.
Learning how to manage life with something I've never learned how to manage before. Like I have to learn new tools to get through my day,
Mm-hmm.
to still find a way to be motivated and not let all the noise and the distractions completely consume me. And you are undiagnosed with autism,
Or
but
maybe
we're really
99%
vibing.
certain.
I think it's a really interesting with our son being on the spectrum. Mm, It their mannerisms are just almost too similar
We
to
were
not call it out.
we were stopped in the store yesterday, and someone who knew me from when I was younger saw Rylan, and was like, "Oh, you must belong to Brandon." Like,
And only
and I
Brandon.
wasn't even in the aisle yet. And she's like, "I knew that was your kid before you even were here." And I'm like, "Oh, dang!" But it's not just looks; it's mannerisms for sure. But yeah, no, Danny got in a wreck or got hit by somebody else, I should say.
Yeah,
Yeah, she she's always been top of her class, like always valedictorian, best thought process ever, and she's still
valedictorian.
valedictorian.
I
Oh no,
won't own that.
president
I mean,
ASB,
I,
same thing.
excuse me. No, I did have really good grades.
Yeah.
No, I really, yeah, I had almost highest honors and I rocked school.
Hmm.
I love school. I would love to be a professional student, but it totally changed my life where things didn't come to me as easily
Yeah.
anymore. So,
Got bonked on the noggin and became one of us. It was pretty cool.
oh gosh, pretty cool. Well, I mean, it is nice to be able to relate
Mhm.
and to have someone that can understand. Because I mean, it's also hard to have a marriage with someone that has a traumatic brain injury or an invisible disability
Hmm.
or capability. I like capabilities more.
That sounds like
I don't like disabilities.
yeah.
Different
You're
capabilities.
just really
So,
good at a bunch of projects at once now. That's all.
well, yeah, we really demonstrate that I think with our homestead, how we like to.
One day y'all get a tour. It's a lot.
Yeah, well, we start a lot of things based off the season, and we kind of work on the projects from there. And as the season change, we may stop what we're doing kind of there and just resume something else that we need to do. So we're really constantly working on our property and it's all growing at once. And people think we're kind of, our methods are madness, but it works for us.
Because they are. But we like it.
Hit my mic, sorry. Works for us. So,
Mhm.
I mean, it's a blessing and a curse, but it does have its implications on managing relationships.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it keeps us busy, and we're just burnt out at home too. So this has given us a lot of skills and like tactics to use to really reconnect and pull ourselves back in. And like as you can tell, Danny and I we will go back and forth and 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 back and forth, and then the next thing you know, we're upside down, left and right. Like that's how back and forth we can go. And when we but I love it, and that's why like our whiteboard's covered with so much stuff, like I was talking about. But it also we now have these tools that we've developed and the to reconnect with like, oh, what are we actually working on? What are we talking about? What's our main goals and what's our main problems? So, like for instance, we're going back and forth on all this stuff, and when we know that we sat down and we wanted to talk about burnout, well, first off, we can talk about where the hell we want, so we're doing that. But at the same time, it's like what brings us back to presence. And like for me, I know there's looking outside and just enjoying the beautiful rain of Western Washington and looking at our pond. It really brings me back to here. The just closing my eyes and breathing, just being around here really really helps me. So I don't know, like what's some things that you've been doing to help yourself out, because I know you get in burnout mode, doing the stay-at-home mom slash professional caregiver.
Oh, for sure. No, I've been doing weekly cold plunges with my girlfriend, and it's it's wonderful to have a companion to do this with because it helps keep each other accountable because cold water sucks. However, cold water is beautiful
It is beautiful.
because it totally resets like the nervous system. It scrambles all the signals and it helps with bringing it. I mean, if you struggle with presence, that brings you presence because
The only thing you could
whoa,
think of.
everything you can think of. And, we have been really fortunate in how we've designed our homestead because we've definitely incorporated a natural swimming pond. And it has been such an adventure and so beneficial, I think, to our health, to the relationships with our kids, because now they just want to be badass Vikings and cold plunge. And I'm gonna say that our kids, their immune systems
Oh, they're so
are
healthy.
rad.
Ridiculous.
Like I don't have much of an issue. I don't have much of an issue with our kids being sick. And when they are sick, I got essential oils, man. I'm a massage therapist. That's what I do. Kind of remedy things with that. But yeah, cold plunging is what I have been doing, and it's been hard. I don't like cold water, but it helps me get me grounded. Makes me more motivated. It helps me with my seasonal, blues that you get, especially here in Western Washington, where the darkness is here
In the rain.
and the rain. And then, but it's so awesome jumping out of a freezing cold pond and being numb to your environment and being in it. And it's so impactful, I think, for my mental health. I'm not going to lie and say that I still don't have down times, but I
That's 'cause
think,
we all do.
well, of course we all do, but emotions are the way the body speaks to us. And so it's just taking those times and kind of meditating on what that could be communicating.
Yeah, and when it comes to this cold plunging thing, like our water right now, or when it gets cold, when I actually get ice on top of it, it's like 32.8 degrees. It is cold.
It's
so cold.
It's
And it recirculates it, so it's not like you get the thermal barrier around you, like if you're in a little
there's
tub.
no
Oh, no,
layers of
it
warmth,
circulates. It's so cold, and
but it's clear.
yeah, but like I jump in, Danny jumps in, the boys jump in. We've actually had kids, friends, parents tell us that their kids are not allowed to jump in because
It's too cold.
It's too cold. I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I'm like, we're not. It's not like we're going in and staying in. Like, okay, the boys they'll stay in for a long time. They apparently ignore their feelings. But
Yeah.
if you can hang out for 3 minutes in the water, it does so much for you. So much, like that whole reconnection piece, but also the perfusion piece. Like you increase all like your blood, your volume, your vascular system, all adapts to it and changes dramatically, not traumatically.
We're trying to
It's
stay
a
away
little
from
bit,
that.
but
It is a little bit. You have to develop a mantra before you go in because it's hard. It's a challenge. My mantra is very inappropriate, but I mean, it's my war cry. I'm jumping into, it feels like shards of glass. But I mean,
and hear crowing from the opposite side of the
you
property.
can. But you know what? Whatever. Who else is outside right now?
Yeah, no one else is jumping in the water.
No one else is jumping in the water. And I'm sure, yeah. So, no, the war cry is necessary because it's something that you got to do to push yourself through the hard shit, because that's the only guarantee, is that there's going to be hard shit, and it helps me work through my problems, helps me contend with my children's big meltdowns, because
Helps our kids deal with their big meltdowns. Like we'll tell Tristan, be like, if he's freaking out, it's like, dude, go jump in the pond.
it resets them.
It totally resets him. It is so cool. And if
It's
you
like a change of a
incorporate,
personality.
because we like doing breathing too. So like Wim Hof breathing, it's like controlled hyperventilation. And for those of you who do not know Wim Hof, check out Wim Hof, WIMHOF, and he does a lot of breathing to reset the system, change your body from being acidic to more alkaline, where it's viruses, bacteria, even bad thoughts can't even occur. Like you physiologically and psychologically can change your mindset based off of this controlled hyperventilation. If you do that before jumping in the water, you'll be able to actually control your body heat. There's that. There's biofeedback. There's a whole bunch of other stuff that goes involved with all this, and it's really, really cool because you can kind of write your own future from all these hacks. So like, there's literally body and life hacks, a bunch of them. They're out
Yeah.
there, and they're so easy to find now, and it's really cool that we started doing all this stuff. I love it. Like, it's so much fun. Like, to the point, like, Tristan this morning, I was putting him on the bus. So Rylan's 10-year-old, Tristan's 7. Rylan's mean, Tristan's hurt. Period. Other than his nose and toes. But anyway, but Tristan this morning, him and I, we connect a lot. And this morning he's like, gets on the bus and he gets in the car and he has no coat on. I'm like, dude, put a coat on. He's like, it's in my backpack. But I don't use coats anymore, Dad. And I'm like, oh, really? He's like, nope. I'm gonna be a little bit more Norwegian, just like you, more Norwegian. So no coats. I'm jumping in the pond. I'm not wearing a coat because I'm gonna be more Norwegian. I'm like, oh, okay, sounds good, buddy. And he's got the most English little ass I've ever seen. It's so funny.
Yes, he does.
But it's cool because like you have these things, and to Tristan, he's becoming Norwegian, but to me, he's challenging his body to a more extreme. So hardships later on are going to be nothing for these kids. Like, our overall goal is, and I love how we raise them, is, they don't get TV time is minimal. Like, we'll do a movie once a week, they'll do TV shows once a week, and they'll do a video game once a week. So that's just Friday, Saturday, Sunday. They can buy more or some little reward thing that we do, but otherwise, like, we have put them into, and this is Dani's little mastermind idea, is like, we don't want them distracted from it. Our boys love their TV, but at the same time, we know there's so much more to it. Yeah, they'll hate us at this point in time. We've heard "I hate you" a lot, but we know the end goal is better. We know that them being outside and playing in the woods is better. We know them that jumping in the pond is better. We know that all this is better for not just their bodies, but their mind. And their mind is what we're really trying to focus on.
Yeah, adding play. Like, play is so important. And I'm not just saying for children, absolutely. Like, there's so many developmental things that happen with children when you encourage play. And I'm going to say that's also kind of the same thing for adults. And that also really helps with finding your way out of burnout, is adding play to your life. Because, as an adult, we get so consumed with responsibilities and everything's a weight. And to put that down and enjoy the moments that we have and find the joy in the play. Because you can play, but if you're not enjoying it, bringing a smile to your face and just feeling that exhilaration, then what are you doing? Mm-hmm. So I feel like that the pond has also added a sense of play.
So I think this would be a perfect segue as far as play and being a kid and all that stuff for your hypnotherapy, mind-body bridge stuff. So I'll tell you guys, like, my experience of what I did when Dani had a session with me, because Dani was going through school, it was like 2 years ago, to become this hypnotherapy, mind-body bridge, which to me, I always pick on her because I'm like, if hypnotherapy, you need your pocket watch. And she's like, it's not that type of hypnotherapy. And it's not that type of hypnotism.
Right.
Yeah. So go ahead, and if you could explain to everyone like what your hypnotherapy mind-body bridge thing actually is, so they have an understanding of it. Because I know for me, like, I didn't understand it. But to me, it's like you literally would have controlled my mind and made me believe things, and it's not the case. So if you wouldn't mind describing what it actually is.
Yeah, so that's totally the whole misconception, is that we have an understanding of what like hypnotherapy or hypnosis is, because we've seen it on TV, where it's this authoritarian style of the therapist is putting an individual under a trance and they are therefore controlling their mind. No, that's not, I don't even think I would be interested in that sort of practice. So what I do, it's a form of hypnotherapy. So the body mind bridge, it's a cooperative type of hypnotherapy where I, the therapist, am simply led by the client, and I follow the client And we take a journey together, you know, into their deeper mind, and having their conscious mind there as they, see whatever comes to them. Every session's different. It's really visual meditation. And my goal as a therapist is to, we have a conversation and I see what puts them into their survival trance, looking into their eyes and seeing what is really impacting them, because the eyes are the windows to the soul. And then once we kind of see and hit where that is, then we take a break and then we get comfortable, and then we get into the restorative trance where we walk down together, where your conscious mind is getting into a more relaxed state where what we call the alpha mind, it's different frequencies of the brain. It slows it down, where we can then get in tune with our subconscious, where a lot of our feelings, we call it the issues are in the tissues, and it allows the body to speak to you through imagery. And it's incredibly healing because I'm not placing those images in your mind or those ideas. That is everything that your body is showing you. All the answers you have are within you. And that's, I think, the most powerful thing about what I love about what I do, is because everyone gets to reveal their own truths. Because no one's an expert on your life. Absolutely nobody, but you are. And you get to see what you need to do. I know that my first session completely shifted my life in a dramatic way. And it wasn't easy. I'm not going to say I saw rainbows and butterflies at the end of my session. No, I saw hard things that I needed to address. And it took me about 6 months to really grasp what I needed. I needed to honor myself. And I made some so hard decisions, and
We're still getting hit.
and I'm still getting hit by them. But I mean, I overall feel happier. Healing isn't a journey for those that want an easy path, because healing is about contending with your deep dark demons, and they live there. I mean, you have a dark side, and learning to live with that in harmony really brings a sense of peace within oneself. So anyways, that's kind of what I do and find joy in doing.
Yeah. Well, and yeah, so tagging off of that, like she was going through school and she's like, let me do a session on you. Let me do a session on you. I'm like, I don't want my wife in my mind. like, I don't want this. But at the same time, like, you know what? Why not? So we go out and we have our little home office out back, and we go in there. She dims down the lights and professional mode turned on. And I was like, oh, wow.
I do going to work
Oh,
mode.
man. It was like, her voice dropped a little slower, a little quieter. I'm like, okay. And filled out a little journal, a little prompting that she had me do. And then it was go to, just kind of relax time. I laid on the table, or a massage table, and she just kind of guided me down a path. And this path is of my own enlightenment. So it was my own thoughts and own feelings and all this stuff. I was actually like, oh, this is pleasant. And what were we working on that day? I couldn't even tell you, but I can tell you what ended up happening, because I'm walking down this path in my mind, and I followed this little rabbit. It really felt a whole lot like
Alice in
Alice
Wonderland.
in Wonderland. Yeah, I was like,
I don't remember that part.
Less trippy. Sounds like it could be fun.
It could be.
But I was walking down this trail, and then I go to the spot in the woods, and the spot in the woods I remember vividly. And like, mind you, this is like thick, nasty Western Washington reprod woods, and like it was dark and dingy and wet. But I remember where I was exactly. I was wearing my camouflage I was when I was a little kid. I was probably maybe 8, maybe 10 in that area. And I remembered at that point in time, that's when I stopped being a kid. And that's what really, I was like, huh, weird. Like I remember being in that feeling, and then feeling that feeling dissipate. And I was like, oh, it's time to grow up. as I'm sitting in the woods in my ghillie suit, and I didn't want to, but I'm like, it felt like it was right. Mom and dad were divorced, brothers, I got brothers who I've actually was like kind of having to be like more than just a brother, like take care of them. But then again, I wasn't good at that at all, or taking care of myself. So like, I see all this stuff going on. I see it. I'm like, it's time to just kind of buck up. And that's when busy life started. That's when I really started changing my mindset to, goal, career goal oriented and all this other crap.
And became a workaholic.
And became a workaholic. Oh my God, no. It's so troublesome in my spare time. But yeah, so like this is where it all happened. And then, obviously I see it and I'm like, okay. And I'm like, we get done with the session and Danny's like, well, and she told me this a few times, it takes about 3 days before you really start feeling stuff, seeing things. And that was true. It was like 3 to 5 days. I'm like, oh, how do you have more fun? Screw this. So now if like if I'm at work or if I'm at home, I'm much more bubbly and talkative and jokey at work. I'm pretty sure people believe me that I'm full of crap at least 80% of the time. Purely because I'm always cracking a joke out of something and I'm catching on to this. So, but if I'm not having fun, the day is not worth it. So every day is going to be fun. Even when I'm grumpy, like, even if she pisses me off so much, she can put a smile on my face even faster, and it makes me so happy.
Because he's so adorable when he's grumpy. But we have a way of like
I'm glad you feel that way.
Bantering to where, we can really, I don't know. I think he's just adorable when he's grumpy. And I think he thinks the same thing about me. So we have a cute little tiff and then it's over.
We had to, we've been together. This year's 14 years total we've been together, and the 11 married, which is cray. But
Bye.
years go by. But like, when I watch others go through hard times, which I'm like, oh, we've been there. Oh, we've been there. Oh, we've been there. And it's reassuring to me that we've done a lot of things. We've gone through a lot of challenges, but we've talked about it. We've gotten through it. Like even the hard stuff, like Danny's really good at going, hey, we're talking about this. I'm like, fine. And then we end up, and it always ends up better than it was before. So, kudos to Danny for always being right. And then,
okay, so let's slow down there. So I think like when we would have the conversations, I think we always really established we're having a conversation to understand each other because we're on the same team. Mm-hmm. It's us against the problem because that's what we signed up for. Mm-hmm. We signed up to be each other's partners. And I totally value your insight and your perspective. Like you add so much sparkle to this world. Why wouldn't I come and ask you?
Right back at you.
Oh, thank you. Sure. But why wouldn't I want to consult who I just think is the bee's knees? Mm-hmm. Even when I am working on a problem that, or when we're working on an issue that, on how I'm feeling about like your response to something. Mm-hmm. I love that we come at it with compassion. I mean, not always. I'm a little spicy.
You asshole!
I'm so spicy. I am also
I've said those words.
I just want it to be known that I am an only girl out of a family of boys, so I had to be a little scrappy. I'm a little, hood. Because I had to be.
Yeah.
So, but over the time and over the years, I have let my guard down because I didn't need to be so defensive. Because you're not out to get me.
Nope. Yep.
I was also raised in a weird family culture, so that.
Well, no, it's the that validation piece. That was huge. Like I'm like, what? Like this makes no sense. Well, this validation is key with every single person. Like everyone wants to be heard. Like
and understood.
Yeah, like absolutely zero agreement has to happen. Like I don't have to agree with jack crap that she says, but knowing why she's saying it, and be like, I could understand. That must be really hard. You're wrong, but I understand, why that would be frustrating.
I'm
and vice
just
versa.
gonna simply point out, I don't think you have to say I'm wrong.
I know you're right all the time, but I'm just saying.
I mean,
If we can agree to disagree. We're gonna have an issue right here. I understand and validate that you feel that way, and I'm sorry, but oh God, walked into that one.
sorry.
Yeah. But anyway, so like we can have these disagreements, and like the big part is like the ego side of thing is like I know I'm right, but I'm not right, or am I? Or is it just worth a conversation to actually nail out every single little pointer that we have? And the thing is we have at least 15 dead horses back there, and we beat all of them. So like both ways. Like she says stuff, I'm like, oh, I'm tired of hearing about this, and I say stuff, and she's like, oh my God, I'm tired of hearing about this. But I know she needs to get it off her chest. She knows I need to get stuff off my chest. And we do disagree with the fact that we want to hear it in the first place, but we still listen because we know that these are the little steps that make our relationship so strong, is the little the inconspicuous fibers built into it that we address because they're things that we feel they need to be addressed.
Or, yeah, well, also, you're my sounding board. And that was a hard thing that we really had to establish in the beginning of our relationship, was because you thought I was attacking you, and I'm just upset about the problem. And
Very true.
it was no quarrel I had with you. However, I really just needed to express and let, another pair of ears hear what I'm experiencing, and that'd be all.
You're very passionate
And that'd be
individual.
all, like I just scream into the trees. I mean, that's great and all, but I also wanted that feeling of being heard and understood. But I didn't have a problem you needed to solve. And I feel like that was another thing that we went through, was you were like, why are you bothering to tell me if you don't want me to solve your problem? Listen, I'm smart. I know I got problems, and I can fix them.
I got 99.
We're gonna have to pause. I gotta pee.
Well, we can pause, or we're coming up on an hour already.
Okay.
So, you want to stop here? You want to keep going?
Well, how do you want to end?
Well, I want to thank you guys for all being here and listen to us banter, because like this is going to be a definitely new thing. We've been talking about doing this for months, and it just never has worked out. And finally, Danny's like, get the camera out, put it on the chair, we're filming in the living room. So
Yeah, because I mean, we have so much fun chatting, and I guess more than anything that we truly do love people, and I think more than anything we would love to provide insight on how we operate in our lives. Not saying it's a one size fits all, taking what you can get out of whatever, because adaptation and change requires growth. And that means that you take the new things that you acquire along the way and you shed some old stuff. So you're constantly changing. And we wanted to share kind of our story and our growth and, all these beautiful things that we've gathered along the way. And hopefully it helps you in your life, because you matter. And we've all been in a lonely state of feeling like no one else thinks that we do matter.
it's true.
And I guess we really want to be the people out there, the voices that help bring a little more to your life and finding joy in your life, and helping you find your worth. And if you can gather then beautiful, we've hit our goal. So so thank you very much for tuning in and enjoying what we have to banter about and say, because it's a lot of fun. We like having with health and education and inspiring those around us.
Totally. And for all those people who'd be like, oh, they're meant to be, and they're just floating boats and stuff. And like, well, we are, first off, but at the same time, like Danny and I have been through some rough crap together, to the point of like, we like to question the relationship to begin with, and because of all that, we're so much better off now. Like we have grown so much. So I have to thank her for, well, assisting in the manipulation of my mindset because I am
Oh, hang
way
on,
better
hold
now.
on, hold on.
Way
Hang
better.
on, manipulation. Let's back
Assisted
up.
me with my own manipulation. I
With your,
manipulated with your thought
those two
process.
words just don't sound
They
good
sound
together
terrible
in
together.
the
It sounds
same
like some
sentence.
CIA like
So
psych op
horrible.
type thing. But like
I,
I wouldn't be who I am without Danny, and I am grateful for that because this is who I want to be. And but you know, the sales pitch portion of this, since Danny's got to pee and he got an appointment coming up. But you know, for the month of December at least, we've got a thing out where you can get a combo hypnotherapy session with her and two 30-minute coaching sessions with me for what, $299 or something, $300 I think we have it out for. So we're limited to 10 clients for this month or for this little offer. So reach out if you guys are interested. You can go to Danny's website.
it's thirdspacetherapies.com, and you can also check out Brandon's coaching information at brandonhagee.com.
slash
Pretty,
coaching.
pretty,
Yep.
yep.
So you
So,
can, yeah. So you can get scheduled on either site for both of us. It's if you go through mine, we'll get you scheduled for a discovery call, talk about it, and go from there. But like, there's a bunch of really cool stuff happening, and this podcast, it's gonna grow. And I have a lot of my friends who are like, "Oh, you're good doing podcasts with this person, but not with this person." I'm like, "I'll get to you. We got time. I ain't dying anytime soon. Keep yourself healthy. You'll make it." So,
gosh.
but yeah, so keep following along, share this, follow Dani, and she's gonna be working on a bunch of really cool project stuff too. So we'll see what happens. So either way, thank you guys for being here. It's been a busy couple months,
Yes,
and I know
very
we
busy.
went off topic at least 73 times, but that's the point of this entire
That's
talk.
our ADHD rabbit holes that we go down, but I think it's fun. We cover a lot of bases.
A lot of ground.
A lot of
We're
ground.
95% done with so many things. So
Yeah.
all right, take care, guys. We'll see you soon, and we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.
Peace.
Welcome to the